The Azteca Stadium is falling apart less than 2 months before the World Cup. Pay attention, they're supposed to be singing here. Subscribe? Exactly. You heard right? The stadium sound wasn't working properly. Just imagine, we're talking about a newly reopened stadium that had an investment, if I'm not mistaken, of almost $300 million. And honestly, it's a total embarrassment. In fact, people are telling us here. What a shame. Audio failure at the newly renovated Azteca Stadium during the halftime show of Venezuelan singer Lasso. There are exactly 60 days left until the opening of the 2026 FIFA World Cup in this stadium, which is still unfinished. Lasso ended up being booed when he tried to sing his hit Ojos Marrones. The audience responded with boos during America's return to what is now Banorte Stadium. Look, there's something very important. This isn't the singer's fault, it's not the artist's fault. The truth is, it's the fault of the people running the stadium. They didn't do their job well and they couldn't guarantee something as basic as good sound. Unbelievable. I mean, the sound system is falling apart. I want to believe that in the next 60 days they'll fix it and that something like this won't happen during the World Cup opening because that would be extremely embarrassing. And let's be clear, the stadium won't be ready for the World Cup. Period. It won't be ready. In fact, this is already confirmed. The owner of America, Emilio Azcárraga, has already confirmed it, so the stadium won't be ready for the World Cup. There are still quite a few changes left to be made. I mean, just think about what I'm telling you. However, I want to believe everything should be patched up so there are no problems during the World Cup. It would be embarrassing if anything happened. Let's remember that during the match between Mexico and Portugal, a guy lost his life in this stadium. It's a shame. In fact, I want to show you the following. The seats in the Banorte Stadium don't let you see the field. Some fans won't be able to fully enjoy the view of the stadium for the next World Cup. I mean, just imagine. And the tickets were extremely expensive. You saw it. On top of that, you can only choose the section, but it's FIFA who assigns you the seat. Just imagine that. Therefore, it's perfectly possible that someone going to watch the match could end up in this spot. Look, the remodeling of the broadcast booths blocks the full view of the field. Let's see what happened. When I go to the stadium, but there's no view of the field. Okay, look at this. Look at this, guys. Incredible. You can't see half of the stadium, half of the field. It's unbelievable. Guys, this is a shame. I don't know what you think. I think it's embarrassing that this is the view from a World Cup stadium. And look, this is another spot. And you can't see this whole side either. Incredible. No. What a shame. Really, what a shame. These broadcast booths block the visibility. Unbelievable. No. Embarrassing. The new broadcast booths block the full view from some seats. It's impressive. What did you think of the renovation of Estadio Banorte? Well, obviously, if you compare it to what was there before this renovation, yes, it has improved. That's the reality. Because before, the stadium was even worse. Before, the stadium was embarrassing. Now, at least it looks a bit more decent, but it's still embarrassing that a World Cup stadium looks like this. Because you can tell it's just patched up. That's the harsh reality. In fact, please look at how the bathrooms are, the stadium bathrooms.
Come with me. Let's see what the bathrooms at Estadio Banorte are like. Take a look. There's their little mop, obviously, right? Because we have to be clean. Guys, there's just a hole here.
It has a hole. I mean, there's a hole where you can see the people below. Incredible.
Hello? I can see my friends from another area.
Let me remind you that the opening match of the 2026 World Cup will be played in this stadium. Hello?
Hey,
Up here?
what's up? What stinks, huh? Look, these are the bathrooms. Here we can see a pipe, right? And, well, obviously the classic water fountain, right?
This is for doing number 1. This isn't new.
Look,
This one.
this dirt has been here since Cuauhtémoc Blanco was here. Look, this little cigarette is...
No way. Incredible.
These are the bathrooms, right? Oh, beautiful lady. Let's see if I don't. Ha!
Ha! The bathroom even came with a prize.
They censor the video, see? No?
Nope.
Well, if you mean brand new, then no. Look here, basically you have two ways to grab the soap, right? You can grab it from up here, or you can do it like this, and at the same time, hold it from both sides. What I don't see is anything to dry your hands with.
Just look at the ceiling, huh? Impressive. Seriously, how embarrassing. I want to think that in 2 months, this will be solved, right? I want to think they're going to remodel the bathrooms, because if not, it's embarrassing.
Guys, well, there's no toilet paper, guys, right? I mean, here in these stalls, there's no toilet paper.
I don't know why I'm not surprised.
Not here at the sinks, much less in the rest of the bathroom. Oh no. Wait, I think the paper's at the entrance. If so, that's dumb. Nope, nothing here. Look, there is some here. There is paper here. There is paper here. Well, so, that's how the bathrooms at the new Estadio Banorte are. What do you guys think? Honestly, in my opinion, they left a lot to be desired.
They left a lot to be desired? Come on, they didn't even touch them. I mean, those bathrooms are embarrassing. And by the way, they removed some seats from the stadium because they had the Banorte sign on them. And you can't have sponsors visible for the World Cup. And that's how the stadium looked. Just look at this, guys. Look at this. Right now, we're going to see what they did for the America versus Cruz Azul match in the Mexican League. Look at this mess. Impressive. Well, this is what they did temporarily. Just look at that. They put sponsors here. Do you see it? Adidas, Coca-Cola, Corona. Incredible. There are no seats. They put up a giant banner to cover the central area of the first floor, which had the sponsor's name on it. Incredible, guys. This happened at Estadio Azteca. We'll see when the seats come back. I imagine they'll obviously be back for the World Cup. Obviously, it can't stay like this, but it's a mess. And hey, if you thought you'd seen it all, just wait. They're telling us that it's more expensive to watch a regular season match in Liga MX than a Champions League match. That's crazy. Believe it or not, but it's true. Some ticket prices for America versus Cruz Azul cost more than for Madrid against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Guys, this is not a joke. Just look at this. These are the prices in Mexican pesos. Look, to go watch an America match, there are tickets for 2,278 pesos, 7,000 pesos, 9,000 pesos. Okay, to go watch a Real Madrid match in the Champions League, 2,440 pesos, 4,475 pesos, 6,000 pesos. I mean, do you realize? I mean, it's cheaper to go watch Real Madrid in the Champions League than to watch a Mexican League match between America and Cruz Azul. And why do they do this? Very simple. Because somehow they have to pay for the renovation that ended up being expensive for the boss. $300 million, and it was a disaster because the stadium is still falling apart. So we'll see how it all ends. But honestly, I hope they don't embarrass themselves at the World Cup. That at least the stadium gets patched up and all this mess isn't noticeable. But only time will tell. Ladies and gentlemen, see you next time.